Okay, we are actually taking Idaho Today outside onto the KTVB patio because we have a treat for you. So you know the Grill Dads, they're all over the Food Network. They have an incredible cookbook that just came out about grilling. Usually Idaho Today goes to their Grill Dad headquarters in Boise. Believe it or not, we are so lucky because we actually have one half of the Grill Dads that lives here in the Treasure Valley. The other half, well, he's in LA. But today we got Mark here on the patio. He's grilling up something so hot, so delicious that walking into this space, I'm feeling it in my nasal cavities, Mark.
You
it's
can
waking
smell
me up.
it. It really is.
It's amazing.
Ancho chilies at 10 in the morning is great.
Ancho chili. Okay, and this isn't just any ancho chili either, too, right, Mark? Because this is a recipe that was given to you by a friend that happens to be quite well known.
Yeah, so we reached out to our friend Eva Longoria and said, hey, would you write the foreword for our cookbook? And she said yes, which we're honored about. And she said, I'd also like to share my favorite ancho chili rub skirt steak taco recipe for you guys to include in the book.
See?
So her foreword is in there, and which she makes fun of us a little bit, which is great. and her recipe is in there as well.
This is what you're grilling up here on the patio. Okay, and then we asked you, we were like, hey, because it is football season. People are going out, they're tailgating. Grilling is something you see happen a lot in the parking lot. You have an amazing portable grill. And we were like, well, obviously we're gonna ask the kings of the grill, what would they make when tailgating? And then this is when you're like, hey, Eva's recipe is gonna be, you know, a touchdown, if you will, right?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, check. This is not a lightly seasoned steak, right?
No.
This is aggressively seasoned. And the nice thing about this is tailgating, for us, the key is to do as much of the work at home before you go. So with this, you can marinate it for 4 hours, you put it in a bag, you make the guacamole, you cut the tortillas, everything is ready. So when I got here today, it took me like 5 minutes to grill the steak, slice it, and make these tacos.
It literally did. And I mean, that's impressive. I can't imagine rolling up to a tailgate and being like, this is what I'm eating instead of a hot dog and some popcorn. This is incredible.
This is a step up.
This is an incredible step up.
No shame to the hot dog, but.
Okay, so let's talk though about the ingredients that goes in this and that people are gonna need to prep for when they get your cookbook and get this ready for the weekend.
It's super simple. Ancho chili, which you can get at any store.
Okay.
Cumin, same thing. Salt, pepper, lime juice, olive oil, and that's it. Put it in a bag for 4 hours. If you like it a little spicy, you can include some serrano peppers. If you're not into the spice, you can skip that. And ancho chili is really the star of this dish.
Okay.
And it's smoky and fruity, but not spicy. So you can get that southwestern chili flavor in there, but it can be good for kids. It can be good for adults that don't like heat. And then you can serve it with sliced jalapenos, and then people can decide how hot they want to make their taco.
Dakota, you got to get up in here and shoot this too, because the thing that I love about Grill Dads, and when we visited you at your Grill Dads headquarters in Boise, is how incredibly well you cook the meat. Like, it's perfect. What you call that coast to coast pink, right?
Yep.
Am I using the right verbiage
yes,
here?
You're learning. That's
great. I've paid attention. But you just have such skill, and that's amazing stuff too that you learned here in your cookbook. This is done so well.
Yeah, it's surprising. I mean, we had no idea how it was going to do. We went on Today's show this summer, and when we were done with the show, we were getting text messages from our family saying it's out of stock on Amazon.
Yep.
So we were super happy. I mean, we've gone through 2 printings now just in a few months, so hopefully people want to buy it for the holidays as well.
Well, after we visited you, we came back here to KTVB. People were like, oh, can we get a copy? And I'm like, I'm sorry, like you said, it's out of stock. We did do a giveaway, and one person that I know was super excited, I think is actually staring through the window right now because she's so excited that you are here. And honestly, the smell of steak is like permeating not only here in the patio, but throughout the building. This is Angie, our pie lady. She's fantastic for giving us all those amazing bakes. Angie, would you like to do us the honors in sample? I know I have to break your arm.
Okay.
But sample one of Mark's
fine.
All right, choose your,
so step on up,
choose your weapon here, and I'll give you a little hit of lime juice right at the end. With these really bright flavors with the acid on here, it really wakes up the deep earthiness of the ancho chili. So you always want to hit it with a little bit of acid at the end. Taco, obviously, the perfect way to do that is with
Dive in, Angie. And while Angie's diving in, Mark, there are some specific things that you always talk about when you're making and when you're grilling, which is acid, fat. What are the things that you really focus on? Remind us again.
So you can't do anything well if you don't have good ingredients and salt it properly. So if you go to a high-end cooking school, the first thing you need to do is make a roasted chicken with just the chicken and kosher salt. That's the only thing you're allowed to make, and it has to be worthy of being served at a restaurant. So it's really about technique. And then like the ancho chilies and all those other things are just extra added fun flavor. So this skirt steak that we brought here is really incredible. It's really tender. And then we salted it with a really nice mild kosher salt. But again, the end, you've got, typically in a restaurant, you're gonna get fat and salt added at the end with a little bit of acid. So the guacamoles are fat. It's almost like instead of a compound butter at a steakhouse, right?
Yes.
In the guacamole, squeeze of lime, and a little bit of salt after it's cooked.
Mark, I'm dying because
after.
Angie is like she's at church right now. You're preaching a sermon and she's sitting here going, amen, yes, lime juice, acid.
The Bible.
This is the cooking Bible, the grilling Bible.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, Angie. So out of 10, what would you give it?
11.
An 11. An 11. Eva Longoria, great job on the recipe. Great job to Mark for executing it. And what fantastic inspiration for tailgating for the weekend. I mean, we got a game coming up this Friday. People can now, look at maybe making that, and if anything, into the future, maybe for the weekend. Oh my goodness.
And by the way, with all the prep work you can do the day before,
yes,
this is as easy when you're doing the actual tailgating on site as making hot dogs and hamburgers.
Absolutely.
Because it's literally put the steak on, slice it, put it in the tacos.
Totally, right? You're just taking meat, you're putting it into the wrapping, if you will, and putting condiments on it, which just happens to be the guac and the lime. So you got some on there. Can we take a peek at that really quick? And Mark, as you're showcasing this beautiful piece of meat, where do people find your cookbook? Because that's still available out there, and that's going to be needed to make this.
Yeah, the cookbook's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target. It's available in a couple local stores as well, but yeah, it's also going to be in Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop for the holidays.
Oh, exciting.
So.
Mark, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for feeding us. Most importantly, thank you for making Angie happy.
You can have a second one.
Okay, don't be shy, Angie. Dive on in. Everyone stick around. We got a lot more to come right here on Idaho Today right after the break. Seriously, take